Hi guys, Casper MMA here, and today we're back with another LFA predictions video on the channel. Today I give my predictions for LFA 206, Gennrich versus Lebosnoyani. That was probably one of the hardest intros I've ever had to record. I don't know how on earth you say Lebosnoyani or something like that. God knows, I've done my best, probably butchered it completely. I've not made one of these LFA prediction videos in quite a while now. I don't know when the last one it was, but yeah, I just haven't had time really, but I've got a load of free time at the minute. I've already made a PFL and a UFC prediction video this week, so I thought I might as well do one for LFA as well. But before I jump into my picks, make sure if you guys aren't already subscribed and you're enjoying this content, you go down below and hit that subscribe button. It's free and it's much appreciated. So there is 12 fights on this card this weekend, but I'm going to skip the first two because they are amateur ones and you can't bet on them, I don't think. Well, you can't here in England. So I'm going to move up to the first prelim of Lizzie Gevers versus Natalia Speece. Now, I'm going to butcher so many names this card. This is just the beginning now. Lizzie Gevers, no idea. 3-2 record. She's 30 years of age. She was in the PFL, but she's lost twice in there. But apart from that, she's got 3 wins. 1 by decision, 1 and 2 by submission as well. She's lost both her fights in the PFL to decision. That one of her last fight was in the PFL, and that's what she lost by unanimous decision. Her opponent, Natalia Speece, is 4-3, so not two pretty similar records. She's on a 2-fight winning streak. Before that, she had no contest, and she got KO'd as well before that. I mean, all of her finishes, well, all the times she's been finished. What am I talking about? All of her losses are finishes. That's what I was trying to say. She's been KO'd twice, which doesn't really happen a lot of women's fighters, so I'm guessing she doesn't have a great chin on her. Her first fight as well was a rear naked choke loss, but she's got a few good wins there. 1 win by KO, 2 by decision, and then 3 by decision as well. So she's decent, to be fair. Both of these fighters are probably about the same level, so I could see either of them winning, but I'm going to back Gevers to get the job done. The Dutch woman, I feel like she's looked slightly better in some of her fights, even though she's coming off a loss. She's just been KO'd less as well. So I'm going to go with Gevers to get the decision. Now moving up the card to Noah Gasho versus Todd Box. Now, both these guys not had many professional fights, only 1 professional fight between them, and that was for Todd Box. He won his first fight professionally by ground and pound in round number 2. Before that, he had a few amateur fights, lost a couple, won a couple as well. So most of his wins coming by decision in his amateur career. His opponent, Noah Gasho, 0-0. Had a 5-1 amateur record, to be fair to him. Only 22 years of age as well, so he's a prospect, it could be. His only loss was by decision in his amateur career. Apart from that, he's got some decent wins under there as well. So not much really to go for both of them professionally wise. You could just go with the amateur careers, and I'm going to back Gasho to get this job done. His first professional fight, I feel like he's going to come in here and get the win, and I feel like he's going to get the decision. Now moving up the card to Santos Verdinez versus Timothy Bender. Pretty unfortunate name that, Timothy Bender. Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing at that, but he's 34 years of age, 4-2 record. All of his wins by finish, 3 KOs, 1 submission win as well. He's had 2 losses by submission as well, though. His last fight was a loss to Nick Aguirre, who was in the UFC not long ago. I mean, I don't know if he still is. He might be. No, I'm guessing he was in the UFC, and then he got cut when he lost to Peyton Talbot, and then went to a different promotion, and then finished this guy, Timothy Bender. But before that, he had a few wins by KO in a row. He had 3 wins in a row by KO before that. So he's a decent fighter, to be fair, can be dangerous. Santos Verdinez, on the other hand, 6-2 record, 30 years of age, so the younger fighter, is coming off a loss by head kick in LFA 200, so not a great loss to him off, but before that, he had 4 wins in a row, a couple submissions, couple finishes in there as well. He's a pretty decent fighter. I mean, both these guys have looked good and have looked bad in their career. It means both sides of the coin for both fighters, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to have Santos Verdinez to get this job done. I mean, I could see Bender pulling off a finish here, but Bender's lost twice by submission in his career. In fact, Verdinez is quite good at submissions. He's got quite a few wins by it, so I'm going to go Verdinez to get this submission. Now, moving at the card to Tanner Trembley versus Kyle Zimick. Now, Tanner Trembley, 2-0, American man, 30 years of age. He's currently 1-0 in LFA. He won by rear naked choke back in 2024 last year. Then he went on to win again by rear naked choke in his second fight in a different promotion, Ignite or something, I don't know. But he's looked pretty good in his first 2 fights. Not much to go off there. I mean, he's good at submissions. That's all I can tell you. And yeah, he's had all of his finishes in amateur bouts as well. Kyle Zimick, on the other hand, 4-1. Also American and also 30 years of age. So both these guys coming up similar in their careers. He's on a 2-fight winning streak as well. One by standing guillotine, the other by decision. Lost a split decision before that. And then won his first 2 fights professionally as well. So both these guys look pretty decent, to be fair. Only 1 loss between them. But I'm going to go with Trembley to continue his winning streak here. I mean, he's looked pretty good so far in his career. I feel he's going to move to 3-0 and he's going to get the submission. Now, moving up the card to Simmons versus Adam Vigil. Now, Simons, not sure what to say there. But he is 5-2 from, what is that, Dominican Republic? Yep. Don't see many fighters from there, really. All of his wins and losses have come by KO. 5 wins by KO, 2 by KO as well. He lost to Billy Elakana, who was just in the UFC recently. He fought Guskov, I believe. Got injured against him. Then his last fight was a knockout as well in the first round. But all of his wins have come by his finish in the first or second round. So he's a dangerous guy. This Simons guy, he looks pretty decent. Adam Vigil, on the other hand, 10-1. That's a pretty decent record. 35 years of age, though, so he's getting on a bit, but he's on a pretty good winning streak at the minute. He's on about a 6-fight winning streak, 5 or 6 fights. Couple finishes in there, couple decisions as well. He looks pretty decent. His only loss was a round 1 finish back in 2022, but apart from that, he has looked really good. I mean, he's got 5 wins by KO, 5 wins by decision, so he can go the distance or he can finish you. So I'll be going with Vigil to get this job done. He just looks pretty well rounded there. He looks a pretty good fighter, and I reckon Vigil is going to get the KO. Now, moving up the card to Martin Camilo versus Perry Stargel. Now, Camilo, 6-2, Uruguayan fighter, is on coming off a finish by a submission in his last fight. Had a draw before that and then a win before that. He had 2 losses in a row. That was his only 2 losses in his career. Both came by decision. So he doesn't look too bad. Most of his wins coming by submission. Perry Stargel, on the other hand, 10-6, 28 years of age from America. Coming off a win by decision in his last fight. Lost twice by decisions in his last 2 fights. So both these guys have had 2 losses in a row by decision, but they've bounced back a bit. So could go either way this one. Both guys look like average fighters, really. I mean, I could see either of them getting a win here, but I'm going to back Camilo to get the decision. Now, moving on to the main card. I don't know if we were on the main card before or not. I'm not sure. But Stephen Asplund versus Raiden Kovacs. Now, Stephen Asplund, I like this man. I can't remember if I picked him in one of his last fights or I picked against him. I can't remember. But he won in January of this year by KO in round 3 to Hammer Morton in LFA. Before that, he had his only loss to Denzel Freeman. He lost by rear naked choke, but he's had quite a few wins by KO in his career. 1 win by decision as well. So he's not a bad fighter. I like him, Asplund. He's a decent heavyweight. His opponent, Raiden Kovacs. I mean, he's got a great trim. If you look him up, I don't know what that stripes coming down his head, but that's cool. He's 3-2 in pro MMA on a 3-fight winning streak. To be fair, lost his first 2 fights in a row, but he's on a 3-fight winning streak, all by KO as well. So I can see a finish happening in this fight. Could go either way, but I'm backing Asplund to get it, and I reckon he gets the KO. Now, moving up the card to Joey Hart versus Omoyele Gonzalez. Now, Joey Hart was obviously on the Contender Series back in last year of September. He lost a split decision to Benjamin Bennett, who I don't actually think did he go on to fight in the UFC? No, Bennett went into bare knuckle boxer, I think, or something like that. So neither of them got signed to the UFC there, but he came back to the LFA and lost again by KO. So not a good 2-fight winning streak, but before that, he looked pretty decent, to be fair. He was in the LFA a bit ago, won by doctor's stoppage in round 3. I mean, he's had quite a few fights in his career, to be fair. He is 6-3. But yeah, he looked pretty decent for a bit. He had like 4-fight finishing streak, to be fair to him. Hit a poke before he lost them last two. His opponent, Omoyele Gonzalez, 5-3, so similar record to be fair, 33 years of age. He's on a 2-fight winning streak compared to his opponent. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. Both of them wins come by decision. Lost twice in a row by Raiden Kovacs before that. And then he's had a few other fights where he's won and lost a couple as well. So both of these guys won a couple, lost a couple as well. But I'm going to go with Joey Hart to get this job done. I feel like he's going to get back in the win column. He's been on the contending series. He knows he's got the talent. So I think Hart is going to get the KO. Now, moving up the card. 2, the co-main. Alvin Hines versus Ray Valdez. Now, Alvin Hines, I like this guy. 6-0, undefeated heavyweight. He looks pretty decent. I mean, he's pretty well-rounded. He's got 2 wins by KO, 3 wins by submission, 1 win by decision, 4-0 in LFA. Won his last fight by arm triangle choke in round number 1. I mean, then he won his before that KO round number 1. He's got a good finishing record, to be fair, as Hines. His opponent, Ray Valdez, 4-1, so a respectable record as well. Is on a 2-fight winning streak, 1 by decision, 1 by KO. I mean, actually lost to doctor's stoppage in round number 1 to Stephen Asplund, who we just talked about before on the card. That's his only loss in his career, so not the worst loss to have. But I don't think he's going to be as good as Alvin Hines is going to be. I mean, I've seen Alvin Hines before. He's a pretty good fighter, so I'm going to back Hines to get the submission. Now, moving up the card to the main event. Let me try and pronounce this right. Kegan Gennrich versus Jean-Paul Lebosnoyani. Oh my, what have I just said there? What on earth have I just said? Lebosnoyani. Oh, God knows what I've just said there. But this guy, Jean-Paul, 7-2. I swear I said it right in the when I did the intro. I've no idea. But he looks decent. 7-2 record. He is on a 2-fight winning streak as well. I mean, he's got most of his wins coming by submission, few KOs, 1 decision as well. That was his last fight. He won by his only fight to go the distance. He's looked pretty good. I mean, his last loss was to Jacoby Jones, who is a decent fighter, to be fair. I mean, the opponent, Gennrich, also fought Jacoby Jones and beat him to win the belt, I think, in LFA. Then he lost to Richie Lewis and then went to some other promotion and won the belt there. So both these guys are decent. I mean, Gennrich, before losing to Richie Lewis, was on a really like 6-fight winning streak or something. Most of them coming by submission. So both these guys good at submissions. Both of them seem pretty well-rounded fighters as well. But I do think that Gennrich is going to get this job done. I mean, he's had the belt before in LFA. I do feel like he's a good fighter, and I reckon he's going to get the decision. So there are my picks for LFA 206. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of my picks. And that's all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, maybe leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.